Why is it you point out people's flaws, but you don't point out the people you support's flaw? Like Bernie Sanders' entire voting history, not the last 2 years, please, because he was planning on running, but like Bernie Sanders' net worth or anything else. And you point out people and say that they're stupid for believing their perception of how they see the world, but you don't point out your own imperfections or the perceptions of the people around you. Oh, it's more like you're just feeding the chimps that you want to keep grinding that wheel for you. Believe anything you say. I mean, you gave up a career of becoming a doctor to save people's lives to become an internet star? Really? Okay. Let's see what you have to say.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about some idiotic Trump fans. Now I know I recently made a video called Deep Fat Fried Politics where I made fun of a state fair held in Iowa, and I'm sorry to have to hate on you again, Iowa, but this is where it happened. Recently Donald Trump was at a football game in Iowa, and someone with a YouTube channel called AJ Plus went around and asked his supporters this question: what are you tired of hearing about him? Unfortunately, almost every single response was really dumb.
We're not electing the head pastor of the United States. We're electing the commander-in-chief.
Exactly. She didn't want to bring religion into the issue like most Iowans. We don't care about religion. We care about facts. And I wonder what the facts are. Who's going to mention religious people more? You or the people in the video?
That's right, we're not electing a pastor, we are electing a president. And unfortunately, most people who are Republicans just do not get this. They think faith is one of the most important virtues to find in a person who's running for the president. You know, he's got good moral values because he's a Christian man. That's what most people care about. So it is refreshing to see one person not care about that, but it's a rarity. So yeah, thanks for watching. That pretty much sums it up for the intelligent responses, but I guess I'll keep going in the video because we all know that the dumb stuff is what we want.
I'm tired of hearing about his racism. He is a little harsh, that's true. He's a little harsh on it. However, what he's saying is needed to be said.
Yeah, I mean, you know that one time where he said that people coming in from Mexico were rapists? I mean, I know that might be a little harsh, but it needed to be said.
I'm tired of hearing about the political correctness, the hair issues, some of the non-issues. I really like the bigger picture issues that are taking place.
Just the bigger issues that are taking place, just, you know, all of them. Yeah, he's not the most politically correct, but I'm not really concerned with political correctness so much as I am just with being a decent human being. That's the difference. Donald Trump doesn't even try to be nice to anyone. He's just kind of a dick all the time. I mean, he's absolutely horrible to women. Whenever he was talking to Carly Fiorina, or when he was talking about Carly Fiorina, he said this: "Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that?" And he's referred to other women as fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Not to forget the whole John McCain situation where he said that he wasn't a war hero because he got captured, because he was a prisoner of war. Trump sat there and said, "I prefer blah, blah, blah. I prefer it when they don't get captured." What? When you get to that level, political correctness isn't even part of the equation. It's just whether or not you're gonna be a decent human being and approach situations with class and tact and things that, I don't know, might be nice for a president to have. And speaking of things that make Donald Trump look bad, I am not surprised that you're concerned with the hate comments towards his hair, because I think you might actually be his female twin.
Well, I guess you got us there. Like 73% of all the Latino inmates in prison are not illegal. Oh, wait a minute. They are illegal aliens. So, wow. You're kind of wrong. And, well, if women can say, you know, if a skinny man doesn't want to screw a fat woman, he's disgusting and so forth. Or if a skinny woman has sex with a fat man, then that's just totally disgusting. But if a fat woman has sex with a skinny man, you go, girl. You deserve it. Get it all. Yeah. Ooh. And there's a lot of double standards. I see that a lot with you. And John McCain, he's not a war hero. He defected too. He turned on his own soldiers when he was captured, and he defected to the communist area and signed a declaration of oath, and then he was released. While other people were being tortured and killed that were his supposedly brothers in arms. So yeah, McCain's not a war hero. He's pretty much out of his fucking mind too. But there you go.
Been fortunate enough to be, he's been successful, and he's just giving back now. He wants to help our country. He's like George Washington, he really wants to help our country.
He's like George Washington? At first I thought that this guy was just completely crazy for saying something like that, but then I realized he's pretty much just regurgitating something that Trump said. Trump made the comparison of himself to George Washington, which is just absolutely ridiculous because Trump is not someone who knows how to play well with others. I mean, if you're president, you have to be able to get people to agree on things, at least to some level. I mean, with Trump, I feel like he just wants it all to be his way. He wants to build a wall, for God's sakes. It's either his way or the highway. I mean, when some
This is Rudowski of WeAreChange.org, and Bernie Sanders, everyone's talking about him. He's surging in the polls, and everyone's looking for him as the next solution, as the next answer. A lot of criticism on the right we hear is about how nothing is for free, how he's a socialist, but we're not hearing anything from the left. Well, I'm actually joined by the one and only peace warrior, Cindy Sheehan, and she has a lot of great, amazing perspective on Bernie Sanders that we're going to get into right now about who he really is as an individual. Now, Cindy, you were just telling me just some of the most incredible things that I never knew about the man, but what are some of the things that really stand out for you when it comes to Bernie Sanders?
Well, first of all, if he was a socialist, then he wouldn't be like an imperialist. And I am actually a socialist, so he's an imperialist. He supports war. The very first instance of this, well, in his public life, was when he was a very vocal supporter of Bill Clinton's invasion of Kosovo and that war when Bill Clinton was president. He actually just recently voted to make the Patriot Act permanent too, which isn't really a socialist people person kind of value. He is a Zionist. He actually has spoken in support of Israel in their bombardment of Gaza. He voted with the rest of the senators to support that, to send Israel solidarity in that. The only war he didn't vote for when he had the opportunity was Iraq, but many people didn't vote for Iraq. And of course, in the Congress. But he did vote to give George Bush authorization to use military force in Afghanistan, which is something that Obama is still, he says, I'll ask Congress if it's okay, to bomb the crap out of some country, but I don't really need it because of the AUMF for Afghanistan after 9/11. There's just so many things. He just recently said that if he's elected, he wouldn't stop the drone bombing program that Obama has expanded during his presidency. He supports the F-35, which has been proven to be, it's a tool of war, but it's also been proven to be an ineffective boondoggle tool of war. It's built in his state of Vermont. So there's just so many things. People say, Cindy, why don't you support him? Well, do you know me? I always ask people, do you know me? Because I don't support warmongering imperialists. And that's basically what Bernie Sanders, he supported Obama's bombing of Libya. He supports Obama's support of the neo-fascist Nazis in Kiev, Ukraine. They're starting to isolate Russia. And so Syria, all of these things. So it's like if I were a Democrat, because he is a Democrat now, he joined the Democrat Party, which to me is a war party. If I were a Democrat, then I might say, yeah, well, he's just going along with the Democratic Party, which is something that I fundamentally. He has voted. There's one more thing. He's voted more with the Democrats than some Democrats have. Yeah. And to me, they're the war party of Wall Street.
He's being paraded around like this pro-peace, anti-war candidate. And it's really interesting because some of the stuff you tell me about, I never ever heard about. We may disagree politically on some ideologies, but one thing I have to say about Cindy Sheehan is that she's very principled on the main key issues that she stands on. Didn't Bernie Sanders also scream at people and tell them to shut up when people were asking him about his stance about Israel? That's explain that.
Well, this is all public record, of course. There's a YouTube of he was holding a town hall meeting in Vermont, and his constituents in Vermont actually have been on him since his support of the F-35 when he was mayor of Burlington. And no, I guess he was in Congress, I'm sorry. And so he had them arrested out of his office. And then they were confronting him about his pro-Israeli vote in the last bombardment of Gaza, and he was telling them to shut up and sit down. And another thing about Bernie Sanders that I was going to say, you go ahead, and
there's so many. We're just finding all this important information out.
Okay, so he's a Democrat. I don't support the Democratic Party. You know, on the ground, there's some Democrats that are good people. Of course, there's some Republicans that are good people too. But anyway, Bernie Sanders, has publicly stated that he is an admirer and a friend of Hillary Clinton. And to me, that would automatically disqualify him from my support. Hillary Clinton is like, to me, she's up there with George Bush and Dick Cheney as a war criminal. So, and he has said that if he loses the Democratic nomination, he would throw his support behind her. And to me, is inexcusable.
Yeah. Not only that, but also, you know, the fighter jets trying to supposedly keep jobs in his state, but meanwhile, he's fueling the military-industrial complex.
I haven't heard anything. So he has proposed like a 50-cent tax on every $100 transaction on Wall Street, which is to me a very mild reformist position to fund higher education. And a candidate that I could support would say we need to end the military-industrial complex and we need to close the bases and bring all the troops home. And then we would have like trillions of dollars to do good work here in America. But he doesn't say that. There's not one thing about foreign policy on his website. Nobody confronts him about foreign policy, because if they confronted him, then maybe they would have a little bit of, you know, cognitive dissonance or something in supporting him.
Yeah, it makes no sense, because he does promise a lot of financial things, but how can he do that if he doesn't cut the military-industrial complex? It would only make sense with all the things that he's promising. You cut that huge amount of the budget, then you could actually have all those things, but he's not doing that in any way, shape, or form, and that's where a lot of criticism on the right. And I thank you for that criticism on the left, because we never hear it on the mainstream media. All we hear is about how he's this socialist, leftist, peaceful, pro-humanity, anti-corporate, anti-warmongering guy, but the reality is not true at all. Now, go ahead.
I just want to add one more thing. There's plenty of money here in the United States. There's plenty of resources. It's where it's allocated to. And there's all kinds of money for human need, but it's put to corporate greed and militarism, and that's not something that Bernie is addressing.
Cindy, thank you so much for that very interesting, compelling breakdown. Where can people find out more information about you? And what else are you got going on? We were just here at Occupy Peace. You gave a great speech as well, but just tell us your website and what you're doing right now.
Well, I do have my podcast, Cindy Sheehan Soapbox, and if people just Google Cindy Sheehan Soapbox, they can go to my blog and to the podcast. And I've been kind of low-key lately because my sister has stage 4 breast cancer. So if everybody, she was my assistant, my comrade, my best friend, my sister, if everybody can send healing thoughts our way, it seems like we're winning the battle, but we're not out of the woods yet. So Cindy Sheehan Soapbox.
Thank you so much, Cindy. Really appreciate your time and that amazing perspective as well. If you like this video, click the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. We're going to have a lot more videos coming here on youtube.com/wearechange.
Someone questioned Trump about Obama being a Muslim. He didn't bat an eye. Yeah, I don't think Washington would have perpetuated fraudulent claims that someone wasn't even born in this country. I don't think that he would have just chalked climate change up to a giant hoax. All these scientists are just making up shit. I don't think that he would have been hateful towards women and attacked them on the way that they look. And I certainly do not think that he would have made those comments about John McCain. The only similarity that I can think of that he might possibly have to Washington is the bad hair.
Tinfoil hat again. Conspiracy, conspiracy. Oh no, save the planet. Well, you know what? I totally believe we are the caretakers of Earth, and that we should treat our Earth like we should treat our mother, or better than we should treat our mother. And I do believe that there is smog, but global warming, global cooling, climate change is just some way to rob us more of our money, that freedom we have, the thing that we possess, our blood, our sweat, our tears. That thing that money represents, which is actually a chain around your neck. It's just control. You'll say all the global scientists, and I'll say no. Global scientists read the information they were given by a few climate change scientists.
They think he's just doing this to make money? Well, no, he's not. He's doing this to make America great again.
Here we go again. We have these people that are just regurgitating slogans that Trump has pumped out for them. They repeated the Washington thing, and now here we go. We're going to make America great again. Let's just make America great again. He's going to make America great again. Honestly, for Trump, I think a better slogan would be, make America racist again. Trump 2016. Vote for him.
Why do you use a Southern accent to make yourself seem stupid? Just talk normal. If you talk normal, then everyone will understand that you're stupid. Serious. Why do you use a Southern accent? You're saying Southern people have a lesser IQ? Or what?
Make America great again. This is a campaign slogan that he's just so proud of that he got really pissed when other people started trying to use it. I've actually trademarked it, Trump was quoted saying last weekend. I get tremendous raves for that line. I could come up with different lines. You would think they would come up with their own. That's my whole theme. Yeah, it's your whole theme. Except for that it's completely stolen from Ronald Reagan. Maybe Ronald Reagan should have trademarked it whenever he used it, way before you. The vague statement, we're gonna go out there and things are gonna be good. Again, I'm just gonna make everything real good. Trump 2016, making shit real good.
He knows what is gonna be right for this country. He knows what he needs to do to make America great again.
Now we have reached thing number 3 that people are just going to mindlessly repeat. He's an intelligent businessman. He's got money. He must be intelligent, and he's also a businessman, so obviously he's an intelligent businessman,
And you don't get as far as he's gotten by being stupid.
Yeah, what she said.
You just don't get as far as he gets by being stupid, No, you don't. You get as far as he gets by inheriting $40 million from your dad and being stupid. He got that money and invested it into real estate, and he went bankrupt.
All right, I'm tired of your dumb shit. Sorry, people. I can't listen to her anymore. Yes, Trump went bankrupt 4 times, but he's a billionaire. And then she gives this internet moron queen gives financial advice to a billionaire. If you would have took that $40 million and put it in an index fund, it would have done about the same, or if not better. Really? And your life experience of knowing this from years of investment told you what? Oh my fucking God. Can you... I can't believe this. I really can't. Yes, whatever you say. Oh, queen of morons. Oh, God, people like you cannot reason with. You cannot, really, because you're so fucking out of it. You're in fucking la-la land. A draft-dodging, soldier-spitting commie as a fucking next president than a businessman who knows the ins and outs of business. Okay, well, all right, well, fuck. I'm not supporting him. If anyone, I would support fucking Ben Carson, because you know what? Only a brain surgeon can fix stupid, and you guys are fucking stupid. Think about it. This guy, he has to decide on life and death situations. Well, you don't like him because you believe in God. Oh my God. Well, so what? What does that fucking have to do with anything? Serious. What does that have to do with anything? If your kid was dying, would you rather have Ben Carson or Bernie fucking Sanders operating on his brain? Decisions, okay? Bernie Sanders, he dodged the draft. He said he was a pacifist. But if you look at his voting record, oh my God, he's not. NATO. He always votes yes on NATO in funding troops and funding wars and supporting wars and Clinton wars, the Bush wars. Oh my fucking God, you fucking morons. Fucking wake up, would you? Just wake the fuck up. You heard of how he's going to tax Wall Street. For every $100 he's going to tax, he's going to get 50 cents, okay, for every $100. Well, there's 8 million day traders that make their living this way. Okay? And I'm not talking about Wall Street traders. I'm talking about Joe Blow average that works at home with his kids and barely squeaks by. To be even considered a day trader, you have to have $25,000 in an account. And that's just 8 million of them that they know of. There's others out there that gave up looking for a job because there is no fucking jobs because they're all in Mexico or fucking China and have to do whatever they can to make ends meet. So they use their fucking brains. But Bernie doesn't want you to use your fucking brains. He wants grandma and grandpa retirement fund. Yeah, the 401k that will also be fucking hit. Oh, 50 cents? Yeah. It's not going to be that bad. Well, okay. You know, a lot of these fucking big profits that you get in your 401k is from small time trades. Okay, you get $5 here, you get $1 there. You divide that up to among 50,000 people. Well, you know, every fucking penny counts. No, well, you're gonna fucking take 50 cents right off the top of that now. Fucking morons. You guys don't even fucking know anything, and you think, oh yeah, he's gonna be great.